Is there a middle ground, or that's impossible?
No, middle ground is never going to work. It's never going to work because then too many people are. You need to have somebody like a dictator tell you right from wrong. Like democracy doesn't work.
Men have to register under selective service, right? As a man in the United States, if you don't register for selective service, you can go to jail, you get fines, you don't get federal aid if you want to go to college, etc. Women don't have to register for selective service. And then
this is to go to the military.
Yeah.
So
right.
you have to.
You have to. Yeah, when you turn 18 as a guy, you have to. We're all. I'm sure you did it too. You might not remember, but like, you have to register for selective service. Otherwise, you're not going to get federal aid if you want to go to college. You can't get a federal job. It's going to you up. You're going to get fines, potentially go to jail, right, for selective service. And then on top of that, I think if a woman does get a full vote, she either has to have military service, some kind of government service, etc. She has to have some skin in the game, be a real estate property owner, something. But the problem is that when you have a bunch of people voting that don't have skin in the game, that don't serve in the military, that don't have any public service, that don't understand how the government works, etc. What ends up happening is they put idiots like Biden in because they don't understand how the real world works.
70% of women, American women, voted for Joe Biden. And I think like over half of them regret it. 3 years later.
Over half of them are what?
Regret like their decision.
Where do you see those stats at?
I just made it up.
Oh, okay.
No. It's real. It's real. I'm sure I saw that, but it's true. 70% of American women did vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah, most women vote Democrat. That's just the reality. The black community, minorities, and women typically vote Democrat. That's just
They're
been
always
historically
like, we're gonna do
the case.
stuff for you,
and then they never do it. But you're right. You pointed it out. It's all about control. So I think if you see anything pushed by the mainstream narrative, just think that they don't actually care about you. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to become a winner because then you're going to challenge the status quo. They want you to be controllable forever. So if you see it pushed by any like major politicians, if you see it pushed by the mainstream media, always immediately think this is a lie.
Well, it was interesting when I was interviewing Don. I remember we had, and this will probably come out probably next week because the academics probably come out first. But
Don Jr.?
No, Don Lemon.
Oh, okay.
And one of the questions I asked him, which was so interesting, was like we were talking about the whole COVID thing, and we were talking about how like he believed that the government was trying to protect people and help people. Right. No, that's. And I asked him, I was like, do you really think like they care about people? Like, do you think they really are trying to protect people?
And what do you say? He danced around it like a politician.
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah. No, he said yes, essentially. He said in moments like that, he does think so.
Well, they knew they were lying from the jump.
Well, dude.
They knew it was experimental. They knew that it wasn't deadly, and they just wanted to keep us inside.
Well, that's what I was trying to ask him. He kept saying, well, the information we had at the time said this. And I'm like, well, that's not true. There was a ton of other information that just wasn't being allowed. And I knew that as a creator, where like if I said anything
for that,
if you talked about COVID in 2020, bro, they would immediately stifle your video. They put the little banner underneath, like saying COVID misinformation.
You're shadow ban. It's like your chance of losing your channel, everything.
Yeah.
So just the fact that was happening, it was like that wasn't true. And we kept trying to have this conversation with him. Me and the boys were on the pod, and it was like obviously he's from the other perspective because he was on CNN at the time talking about you do this or you should be ashamed of yourself and all that. And then it's just like. It's interesting trying to go back and forth on that because it's just the same circle where it's like, well, this is what we knew at the time. It's like, well, you're just going in circles about something that wasn't true. Like we also knew other you're avoiding, like the ivermectin stuff. It's like, oh, it's a horse, it's for cattle. It's like this has been used in people forever, and there's tons of evidence, but now we're just gonna pretend like this is the only thing.
They don't care about your health. I mean, that's why when they had Joe Rogan go on CNN, they color corrected his face to look like a goblin to make him look like because he was pushing ivermectin. They don't care. And Don Lemon's a complete pawn. Like, let's be real. The reason that he got married and he had this giant ceremony for his gay marriage is because they're trying to disrespect Christianity. They know that something like Christianity is going to make you feel stronger. It's going to not make you listen. If you have strong Christians in a country, they're not going to believe in all the propaganda. They're going to believe in what's in the Bible. They're going to believe what's in the church and what they're hearing from there. They took a picture, Don Lemon, when he got married, in front of the church, wearing the suits, and that's one of the biggest acts of blasphemy. He's disrespecting a traditional ceremony, which is marriage, which should be between a man and a woman. I don't think anybody
shouldn't be getting married in the United States.
Absolutely not.
I think like they should not be allowed the religious ceremony that men and women enjoy with the confinements of their religion, whether it's Islam, Christianity, whatever. All the Abrahamic religions don't believe in homosexuality.
The same way that siblings shouldn't get married, or like a mother and a son shouldn't get married. Like gay people should. I think they should have
the ability to go ahead and do civil unions so that they can go ahead and get some of the tax benefits and some of the protections afforded through.
But aren't you
marriage.
guys both like gay, low-key?
On Saturdays, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Because they got the you guys don't see that the pictures.
Yeah. I could address that here in a second, right? For all the low IQ idiots. But like in general, like I don't like homosexuals shouldn't be allowed to marry religiously.
You guys I know you are bad.
Dude, I don't get mad.
He got mad. You didn't get that mad. He got mad.
No. I was just thinking about how to hit back, but I'm like, you're joking.
around.
I know.
Yeah, just like I got to play a little bit of the devil's advocate.
Of course,
you know
of course.
To stay on YouTube. Of course.
Yeah, we're here.
So yeah, so like I don't think they should be able to get married within the confinements of like a religious ceremony. However, I think they should be able to do it through the state and get the legal protections that they seek. I also don't know if I don't think they should be able to adopt children either. I don't think it's healthy for a child to see two moms or two dads. That just kind of sets things up in a very weird predicament. And I don't think children should be exposed to that. I think children should be exposed to a nuclear family where you see a father, you see a mother, you see that healthy polarity and gender differences and gender roles. And I think that like sets children up because the nuclear family is the backbone of society. But to go to your question with the gay thing, yeah, dude. So like they circulate these pictures, right? Of like me in college with my teammates, right? And if you look at the pictures, right, like one of them, I'm like in bed, right, and one of my buddies' name is Eric. He's like on top of me, hugging me, right, dude. That was on a training trip back in like 2011, 2012, where I went to college in Boston, Northeastern University in the spring. Like it's cold as hell, can't roll in the water there, so you have to come. We went down to Florida. We were like in Bradenton or Cocoa Beach or something like that down here, and we practiced at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. As you know from us doing this podcast at freaking 11:30 at night.
Yeah,
I'm not a morning guy, never been. So it was always hard for me to like wake up, like to train early. Like
this is a real Meek Mill answer right now.
Division I athlete, yeah. So like, what was that you said?
I said this is a real Meek Mill answer right now.
Yeah, well, here I'll get to good.
You know,
part
they
here.
say that about bodybuilders too. Like they're insecure with their masculinity, so they lift so
Little
much
gay,
to cover up the gay with muscles.
You know, it is what it is.
So like I'm in my room sleeping, and they barge in, right, and they turn the lights on like this and wake up, practice. Because it was always hard for me to wake up. So he jumps on me to wake me up, and that's why I'm like half asleep like this, and they snap a picture. But that's like the context. But like they never talk about that. Like, oh look, you're in bed with another brother. Barged into my hotel room and they jumped in there and woke my ass up because we had early morning practice. But when you put things in context, right, they understand. And like anyone that's an athlete or in the military or like around your bros, dude, they do stupid all the time. It's like funny, right?
Yeah, it's normal,
but,
bro.
Yeah, but like people say, oh, Myron, you're gay. It's like, no, bro, I was a Division I athlete. People around, they do stupid horseplay, whatever it is. It's like, and I can tell when guys like never went to college, never played a sport, never had a real brotherhood because you always make funny gay jokes. It is what it is, but people are stupid.
I noticed they did that to discredit a lot of the other base people right now. That happened to Jake, it happened to Nick. They'll just say that because it's a flex. Like when we were in a Twitter space with Nick, they had like an actual gay politician, this guy George Santos, gets in and he's saying, well, aren't you this, aren't you that? It's like he's trying to talk about one of the most important issues right now and they just deflect, and it's just like now we're having a trivial conversation.
They did it to Kevin Samuels, recipes to him before he died, saying that he was gay. Like what they'll do is if they know that your arguments are ironclad, they'll go ahead and try to make like a deflection argument, like you were just saying, like, oh, you're gay. But okay, let's assume I was gay. If I was actually gay and you guys were going ahead, and because these are the same woke people, by the way, that like attack, that like say, oh,
which is funny. Now it gets really funny.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, go
see
for
where
it.
I'm going?
Yeah.
Like a lot of these people that say that I'm gay, like they tend to lean more left. They tend to be like, oh, well, everyone's accepted, etc. Let's say I was really gay. Well, you're homophobic. Now what are you going to do? Oh, but the reason why they feel comfortable to call me gay is because they know I'm not. If I was actually gay and they called me gay, that would be a problem. They'd probably get canceled. They'd be called homophobic, etc. But they feel comfortable calling me gay because they know I'm not.
It also proves that deep down, everybody knows that it's something disgusting. It actually proves that they know that this is wrong.